Something impossible happened in March 2025. Residents in Buga, Colombia, looked up to see a metallic object zigzagging through the sky. It moved with a purpose that defied physics, darting left and right before plummeting to the earth. But this wasn't a plane or a drone. When locals reached the impact site, they found a seamless metallic sphere sitting in a perfect circle of dead grass. It looked like science fiction come to life. Early reports claimed this object weighed about 4 pounds 1 minute, then over 20 pounds the next. It sounds like a hoax, right? That's what everyone thought until the details started lining up with classified military reports and decades-old whistleblower testimony. While the world was distracted by politics, humanity might have stumbled upon the most significant discovery in history. We are standing at a bizarre crossroads. On one side, we have NASA's rigorous science finding potential signs of ancient life on Mars. On the other, we have mysterious metallic orbs dropping out of the sky in South America. Are these two stories actually connected? Let's dive into the mystery.
The object recovered in Colombia is unlike anything we've seen before. Witnesses described a smooth silver orb roughly the size of a basketball, but the physical properties reported are what keep scientists up at night. First, there were the weight fluctuations. Imagine holding a bag of sugar that suddenly feels as heavy as a car tire. That is not how mass works in our universe, unless you have technology that can manipulate gravity itself. And then there's the construction. Modern manufacturing leaves marks. You see welds, rivets, or seams where parts are joined together. This sphere had none of that. It appeared to be a single solid piece manipulated at the atomic level. X-rays allegedly revealed an internal structure that looked less like a machine and more like a biological organ made of metal. There was a central chip-like nucleus surrounded by a geometric array of smaller spheres. It also contained fiber optic filaments running through the interior like a nervous system. This wasn't just a hollow ball, it was a sophisticated device. And the environment reacted to it violently. The vegetation around the crash site didn't just burn, it was completely desiccated, drained of all moisture instantly. It also reportedly cooled the surrounding air, sucking heat out of the environment like a powered air conditioner without a power source. If these reports are even half true, we are looking at technology that is decades ahead of anything known publicly.
This is where the story gets unnerving. If you know your UFO history, those details might sound familiar. Back in 1989, Bob Lazar came forward with explosive claims about Area 51. He said he worked on reverse engineering extraterrestrial craft at a site called S4. For over 30 years, critics have called him a fraud. But the Buga Sphere matches his descriptions with terrifying precision. Lazar described gravity amplifiers that were basketball-sized spheres. He said they were seamless, molded from a single piece of metal. He claimed they could manipulate mass and distort gravitational fields. He even described an internal architecture with a central reactor component surrounded by specific geometric structures. The Colombian sphere fits this profile almost perfectly. Lazar also spoke of element 115, a super heavy element used as fuel. While we synthesized element 115 in 2003, it was highly unstable. Lazar claimed the alien version was stable. Now we have a sphere in 2025 that allegedly demonstrates the exact physics Lazar described 3 decades ago. Is this the physical proof that his supporters have been waiting for? Or is it the most elaborate hoax ever staged, designed specifically to fit his narrative? The timing is incredibly suspicious. Just as the Pentagon admits that metallic orbs are real anomalies, one falls right into our lap. we need to look at the official stance. This isn't just fringe theory anymore. The Pentagon's All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, known as AARO, has been tracking these things. In their recent annual reports, they explicitly mention metallic orbs as a common shape for UAP sightings. They are seeing them all over the world. These objects are typically 1 to 4 meters wide, silver, spherical, and translucent. And here is the scary part. They are frequently spotted near sensitive military sites and nuclear infrastructure. The Mosul orb footage released by the military showed one of these spheres flying over a conflict zone in Iraq. It moved with intelligent control but had no visible propulsion, no wings, no engines, no exhaust. The Buga Sphere seems to be a smaller version of this exact phenomenon. But the government's position is tricky. They admit these objects exist, they admit they don't know what they are, but they stop short of saying aliens. They call them anomalous phenomena. This bureaucratic language might be hiding a panic behind the scenes. If these are foreign surveillance drones, someone has leapfrogged U.S. technology by a century. If they aren't human, then we are being watched by probes that can manipulate gravity. The 2025 Colombia wave wasn't an isolated incident. It was part of a global pattern of surveillance by these metallic eyes.
While the internet argues over metal balls, NASA quietly made history on Mars. The Perseverance rover found something that might change everything. In July 2024, the rover was exploring Jezero Crater. It drilled into a rock nicknamed Cheyava Falls. What it found inside has scientists shaking with excitement. The rock is covered in leopard spots. These are millimeter-sized splotches surrounded by black halos. On Earth, these specific patterns are a smoking gun. They are created by chemical reactions that microbes use for energy. It is the strongest evidence yet for ancient life on the red planet. The rock also contains organic compounds and signs of water interaction. It's the trifecta of biosignatures. We aren't talking about little green men. We are talking about ancient microbes that lived billions of years ago. But the implications are massive. If life started on Mars, it means life isn't a miracle. It's a standard feature of the universe. NASA has cached this sample to bring it back to Earth. When we get that rock in a lab, we might finally prove that we have neighbors, or at least that we used to have neighbors before Mars turned into a frozen desert. It forces us to ask a dark question. If Mars had life, what happened to it? And could the same thing happen to us?
If Mars is the past, Europa is the future. This icy moon of Jupiter is our best bet for finding living aliens today. And we are finally going there. The Europa Clipper mission launched successfully in October 2024. It is the biggest spacecraft NASA ever built for a planetary mission. It's currently speeding through the dark on a long journey to Jupiter. It won't arrive until 2030, but we already know something incredible. The James Webb Space Telescope recently detected carbon on Europa's surface, and not just any carbon. It was found in a region called Terra Regio, where the ice is broken and chaotic. This suggests the carbon came from below, from the hidden ocean. Europa hides a global ocean of liquid water beneath miles of ice. It has more water than all of Earth's oceans combined. And now we know it has carbon. It has energy from Jupiter's gravity. It has oxygen produced on the surface. It is literally begging for life to exist. We used to think the solar system was dead. Now we know it's wet, active, and chemically rich. When Clipper arrives, it will fly through plumes of water erupting from the ice. It will taste the ocean spray without ever touching down. If there are microbes in that water, we might know in just a few years.
Then there is Titan. Saturn's largest moon is a nightmare version of Earth. It has rain, rivers, and lakes, But they aren't water. They are liquid methane and ethane. It is so cold that water freezes as hard as granite. Yet scientists think life could exist here too. But it would be weird life, not like us at all. Researchers proposed something called azotosomes. These are cell membranes made from nitrogen compounds that could survive in liquid methane. And guess what? We found the chemical ingredients for them right there in Titan's atmosphere. NASA is sending a nuclear-powered drone called Dragonfly to investigate. It's set to launch in 2028. It will fly around Titan, landing in the dunes and hopping to different locations. It will hunt for this exotic chemistry. If we find life on Titan, it proves that biology doesn't need water. It would mean life can emerge anywhere, under almost any conditions. The universe would be teeming with creatures that we can't even imagine.
So where does this leave us? We have metallic spheres in Colombia that defy our understanding of physics. We have chemical proof of life's ingredients on Mars and Europa. We have the Pentagon admitting that our skies are full of anomalies. The walls of secrecy are crumbling. Whether it's microbes on a rock or a gravity-warping probe in a field, the answer is coming. We are no longer asking if we are alone. We are asking when we will admit that we have never been alone. The Buga Sphere might be a hoax, or it might be the key to the stars. But one thing is certain, the universe is getting a lot more crowded than we were led to believe. What do you think is more likely? Are these spheres human tech or something else entirely? Let me know your theory in the comments.